and let's go advance this. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Now I'd like to, ladies and gentlemen, introduce a, right, okay. So I would like to introduce, for sex, a custom distribution, okay, which will be basically taking into account the fact that it's not perfectly random, not perfectly just coin flip, whether people are male or female. Maybe we have 51% females and 49% males. We're going to introduce a mechanism to have a custom distribution, an empirically grounded distribution, and draw from that distribution. May we do that? Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, where is it in the model that we would specify what to assume for a person's sex? Where would we specify that? Remember, person describes theory of personhood. Where do we specify the particular assumptions about a person? In the, begins with P. It's a longer word, ends with N. Population, thank you. Okay, so we're going to go to the population. Ladies and gentlemen, here's our population. And right now it says random from this. We're going to replace this, okay, in just a second. But first, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to add to main a custom distribution, okay? And this is going to describe the distribution of people in the population. It lives in Maine because it's a characteristic of the whole population. It's not a characteristic of a particular person. So it lives in Maine, belongs in Maine. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so I'd like you to go to palette, okay? And here, I would like you to go, again, down to that agent tab, and that agent palette, and I would like you to add in a custom distribution. Boom. And this will be called sex distribution. Boom. Are we okay with that? Sex distribution? Yeah. Yeah. It's a good question. It's a particular sex distribution. Capital SEX describes sort of all possible sexes. This is going to be a particular distribution. So it's going to be lowercase sex. Okay. Pardon me while I'm just. I just want to make sure how this video uploads are going. Okay. It's mumble. Okay. Okay. I thought I had started this uploading. Okay. I'm
not seeing your presentation. Stuff coming in.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll have to attend to these after class. Okay. I thought I had started this uploading, but okay, ladies and gentlemen. So here, for sex distribution, I would like to go look at the characteristics of the sex distribution. So what do you think the type of this is? Is it a continuous distribution, a discrete, or options? What do you think? Options indeed. And if we choose options, it allows us to pick an option list. What option list do we want to pick? Indeed. And so now it's going to ask us basically what proportion do we want female versus male. I'd like to say 51% female, 49% male. Okay? That's our distribution, ladies and gentlemen.
Now that one is a number of observations rather than a proportion, so that doesn't makes it not moving for.
It's a good question. It actually functions as a proportion as well in this case. It's a very good question. It is double values. I think it's a misnamed item. Winchell? Yes.
I think there are some kind of thoughts. I can see why they kind of trying to name it as the number of observations. So basically, they want this function to serve as you can input all your observations of a distribution, which is empirical distribution, and then what they do is they draw a sample from empirical distribution, and that's why there's a name comes from the number of observations.
A univariate empirical distribution.
So they're doing it based on distributions rather than on the stochastic function.
So this is basically a Bernoulli distribution with a probability of being female with probability 0.51 in this case.
Yeah.
And in general, it will be a multinomial distribution if we have more than 2, right? With a, and you call it, it'll be a draw from a multinomial distribution if you have more than 2, with probabilities as given by the fraction of the total that's occupied by a given thing here. So this would be 0.51 over 0.51 divided by 0.49, or 0.51. Yes?
Another thing I think that is more reasonable for them to call this as number of observation is that actually it is not required for you to normalize the,
Right.
the
Exactly. It's not, normalization is not required. So
if you put like a 6 or like an
yeah.
8, that would be certain.
Well, and even I put 5.1 instead of 0.51, right? Yeah. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, having defined this distribution here, we'll come back to distributions later. Having defined this, let's go to population. And now for sex here in the population, let's draw from that custom distribution. Can we do this? Okay, let's draw from it. So how are we going to do that? Wipe away what's there, and please autocomplete, do not type, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm about to say, okay? SEX, lowercase SEX, control space, and choose sex distribution. Now, it's extremely important you choose the second of these. This is actually a call. These things that we've been writing, ladies and gentlemen, here, these are all calls. Just like in high school, you learn to write sine of 90 degrees. You put in parentheses, you called the sine function, and you gave it inside the parentheses, you gave it all the information it needs to do its job. Number of radians, or number of degrees, right? So it is here. Uniform needs some information to do its job. These are, if you want to use one term, the parameters of this. In any case, these are the information it needs to do its job, that uniform needs to do its job. Same thing down here, 0 and 5. That's the information it needs to do its job to draw a value from a uniform distribution. Here, sex distribution being called, it doesn't need any information to do its job. It just returns a value. So that's why it's begin parens, end paren. It has all the information it needs. It doesn't need any more, but we still have to call it, and that's why we have the begin paren, end paren. Okay, so we're calling off to it to draw it from a distribution. Okay, are we okay with that? So it has all the information it needs to do its job, hence begin paren, end paren. It otherwise might seem a bit mysterious, but that's the idea for it. Okay, so I would do a build. Build early, ladies and gentlemen. Build often. It will help you. The more you build, the less will have changed. And so if something goes wrong, you have a better clue as to where it is. It'll be less likely to cascade to a whole bunch of things due to multiple errors. You build often, you're more likely to have just one thing wrong. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, build. Make sure it's a happy camper. It should say build completed successfully. Okay, TA deployment has initiated. Okay, okay, so should we run it? Should we run it? Okay, so run it now. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, here we go. Females, males, female, male. Still, it's hard to, of course, assess via this particular thing what the count is, but we'll get to a way of doing that in a minute. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Next, we're rounding out the afternoon with a couple exciting things here. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, next I would like to add in to a person, I'd like to give them an income as well. Beyond an age, beyond a sex, I'd like to give them an income. How are we going to do that? Okay, we could add an income distribution. What do we need to do to add to them? A new parameter to them. Now, this is of great significance, ladies and gentlemen, because if we were dealing with an aggregate SCIR model, SIR, every characteristic of heterogeneity like that we add, we'd have to be doubling the size of the model at least. We need, male and female layers of the model and so on. And it would affect across the entire model, be quite a sizable operation to sort of copy the whole model. Here, we just add in parameter. So let's go to palette, and let's add in a parameter from the agent palette. And this will be called, ladies and gentlemen, income. Ladies and gentlemen, income. Are we okay with that? Okay. Now, this will be a double precision value. Okay? Now, I'm going to take the bold step here. And I'm really torn about it. Okay, for the default value here, for income, I would like to propose the following. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to propose log, I'm going to start typing for the default value, log normal. Now, I would like to show you something more than this. I would like to note, ladies and gentlemen, up here, there's a probability distribution. You can actually choose a probability distribution through this. And you'll notice that AnyLogic supports a wide variety of probability distributions. Those from statistics background may be comforted by the fact that AnyLogic supports beyond Bernoulli and binomial and Poisson and log normal and uniform. AnyLogic also supports a variety of others, such as Gumballs and such as Weibels, as well as some such as logistics distribution, gamma distribution, beta distribution, and others. So AnyLogic supports a wide variety of distributions. You can actually plug things in here visually to change the assumptions. Triangular distribution, for example, is one used a lot in operations research, and we could make it go from 0 to 500 with a mode of 15, and we could see what the shape is, and then we could potentially insert it. Okay, but I'm going to say cancel here. I just wanted to show that to you. For now, I'm going to type log normal. Oh, don't type it out. Auto-complete it. Log normal. You notice a virtue of auto-completion, a bonus of auto-completion, besides saving you typing time, ladies and gentlemen, is it actually tells you what order information is expected in. Mu, sigma, and a minimum. Okay? Are we okay with that? Mu, sigma, how did I get that? Log normal, and notice it prompts me with it. Log normal, mu, sigma, and minimum. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like the mu to be 11, the sigma, ladies and gentlemen, to be 4, and the minimum value to be a non-binding value of 0, which is, of course, it can never go below anyway for log normal. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the default value for income. Okay. Now we are building, ladies and gentlemen, towards a crescendo here. Okay? Okay. Okay, let me put this up on the big screen. Boom. Ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so I'm calling off to draw from a log normal. What this is saying is, hey, draw a value from a log normal distribution with mu 11, sigma 4, Minimum value 0. Are we okay with that, ladies and gentlemen? Okay. Okay, build early, build often. The TAs stand ready to help. At least sit ready to help. Okay? Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's run this model.
Before you do that, could you just show me what you made some changes with the sex one? I had to rebuild this thing from scratch. So where just to be.
Oh,
You didn't show.
no, actually, no, I did. Okay, I did. Here, I made it. I called sex distribution.
Yes, okay. And I logged those. Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to ask you, just to sharpen your notions, here. Ladies and gentlemen, if we go down and we look at, for example, sex, here in person, as defined in person, notice it has a default value of this. Okay? Still has that as a default value. However, in main, in population, the value is given by a draw from the sex distribution. Which is it that is applying right now? Remember, the default is only gives this expression is only used if it's not told explicitly how to draw the value. In this case, we are telling it explicitly how to draw the value, namely with this. So this is the one that's used. If we eliminated this, it's only then that other one, ladies, will be used. See that? It even copies it in there. I cut it out and it filled that in. As long as there's something there, it'll use this. But I'm going to actually, you don't have to do this. But I'm going to, if I cut this and I try to say save, it'll actually fill in the default. But for now, I'm going to put this in there because that's the one I want to use. Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, we're at the cusp of greatness. Okay? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the cusp of greatness. Okay. So things are going to come thick and fast for now because I have a exciting thing to unfold before Ron leaves for his bus. Okay? So we're gonna get in some really good things in the next 15 minutes. Okay? Okay, so number one, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to make income depend on sex. And this is a reflection of the grim fact that there are glaring disparities worldwide, even for the same work for men and for women, and women are disadvantaged by that, as we know. So for income here, we're going to make the income reflect the income reflect the sex-based disparities, okay? And I'd like to show you how to do this in the model, okay? So instead of income, you'll notice that each of these is drawn independently of the others. And often, as you know, we have joint distributions or conditional distributions. We want to make one distribution conditional on the other. So for income, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we're going to do. We are going to do the following. We're going to say, and I'm going to start typing here, if sex equals, double equals, if the sex is equal to, okay,
Just deleted the wrong thing.
male.
Is there an undo on this?
Yes, there is. Control Z.
Oh, it is just a standard control.
Also under edit.
Yeah, you can also do it under edit menu. Yeah, it's one of the most useful things in any logic.
Okay.
Together with searching by Control F, together with undo, together with help, together with autocomplete.
Okay.
Those are sort of the four superheroes of any logic. Okay? Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So if sex equals male, we're going to use a log normal distribution with exactly these parameters that are given now. Otherwise, this is kind of how you write a an if expression in Java. Something where if this thing is true, use this value, otherwise use that value. Okay? And we're going to make this 10, 3, 0. Okay? There we go. So I'm going to put this up here. Okay? There it is, and let me, there we go. So this looks fearsome, but all it's saying is it's a way of writing if. If the sex is male, draw from this log normal, otherwise draw from this log normal. Are we okay with that? Gosh, these are handy monitors back there.
Yeah. Do you guys see okay?
Okay. Okay. So what this is? Oh, sorry, folks. I did a bad thing. You notice it's gonna be unhappy. You actually have to say self.sex. I'm terribly sorry. I stand before you. I sit before you remiss. So it should be self.sex here. Okay. And this is what it is.
Do we need to leave spaces in between there?
Okay, so great question. No spaces are required. Spaces can be helpful for visually making clear what's what here. So to be clear, Olga, you could make this something like this if you wanted to. You could eliminate these spaces, and here, and any logic wouldn't mind that. Java wouldn't change what Java is, how it interprets it. The problem is it's a bit harder to read visually because it's all kind of done together. So I would use spaces judiciously. I think it's a little bit, whether you have spaces here, I think is optional. But it seems to me this is a lot more readable to kind of separate it like that. Alan?
Just for my information. If I use this there, would it work?
No.
Okay.
No. And that has to do with the fact that this is main. Self is referring to this person who's being initialized. Yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, are we okay with this? Let's build.
It works.
Let's build. Okay, so Winchell? Oh, okay, you're busy. Okay, error message. Okay. Okay. What error message do you get?
No, I'm fine.
Oh, you're fine. Did someone say error message?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
Gee, I rebuilt this thing from scratch, and I'll be damned it works. And given my Puritan heritage, I wouldn't be surprised one darn bit.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So let's run this model, and here we're going to have. If we go look, we'll have males and females with income, okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, the next exciting thing we're going to add, we're going to make people's X location, ladies and gentlemen, be given by their income.
Just like that Swedish mathematician or Danish guy.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have, if someone has an income of 834, it'll be drawn out accordingly. Okay. So what we're going to do is to put here for their X locations based on income. Where is the X location specified, ladies and gentlemen? Does anyone remember?
It's under person.
It's under population. Remember, a person describes the theory of personhood. That isn't going to be affected. Our particular assumptions about what values to give this person will be specified by the population. Are we ready for this, ladies and gentlemen?
All right.
So let's go to the population. And let's go to the x value here. And ladies and gentlemen, I would like to set then the x location. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I screwed up. I screwed up, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Right. Okay. So we could make the x location based on that. That's true. Sure. Let's make x based on income. So let's make x be given by self dot income. Okay. Divided by 100.0. Okay. Okay, so now their x location will be given by their income.
Oh, wow, and if you wanted to, you could do the y like, say, sex, so you could
That's
split
right.
it into two.
Absolutely, and we're going to go and do this sort of thing. So let's set this. Okay, so who are these people on the right-hand side, do you think? Ladies and gentlemen? Who do you think those people are on the right-hand side out here?
The lower income.
Okay,
Oh, you mean the left-hand side?
sorry, the right-hand side, yeah.
Right-hand side, high income.
These are high-income individuals, yeah. Okay, so
Ooh, is that a long tail?
it is a long tail indeed. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's make the appearance, the color, depend on sex, okay? So where would we go if we wanted to make a person's color depend on their sex? Where would we go? We'd go to their what? We go to what part of the model?
Well, that was dot.
Person. We go to the dot in person. So let's go to that dot in person, the oval. And ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to go to where it says under appearance, it says fill color. Do you see that? This is in the oval in person. So I opened up person, and I would like to go in person. I go to the oval, and I go to appearance. And now this might be collapse, but in which case you'd have to expand it. Okay, do you see this fill color? Okay, now, key thing. This is going to be an asset for tomorrow. Are you ready? You notice right now it just lets you pick. How can we specify it? How can we specify a formula for it? Well, ladies and gentlemen, what you will need to do is change this from this equal sign to dynamic value. Okay? Okay? Now, who can tell me, based on what we've done already, how would I say if this person is male, we'll use gray, otherwise we'll use yellow?
Self-dot male.
Okay, and in this case, all we have to do, that self was, it's used in very particular circumstances when we're in main, we're creating the person, setting their characteristics. That's when we're going to use self there. In general, we can say, and I'll be explaining this more, we're in person, so we could say my sex, if my sex, this dot sex equals male, and then what do we use to say if this, otherwise that? Anyone remember?
Question mark.
Question mark. We will say gray, otherwise yellow. So women will be what color here?
Yellow.
Yellow.
Pink.
So yeah, we could do pink if you want to. If I've gotten strong reactions to different colors, so I've chosen these as neutral colors.
So you're in person, and you're on the oval.
I'm on the oval, and I went to appearance,
Yeah.
to fill color, and I changed this to be dynamic.
Oh, that's where you changed it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay? Are we okay with this, ladies and gentlemen? Are we okay with this?
So we're gonna have gray males, huh?
Gray males.
Little green man.
That's right. Okay. Okay. So build it. Make sure it's a happy camper. If it's not, Alan stands ready to serve. A stalwart son. Okay. Are you ready?
No problem with the color gray.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Who are the yellows, and who are the males? And who are the males?
There are lots of high-income women in this. How did that?
That's true. We do have some.
We just got to draw.
Okay. Yeah. Look at these. Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So, are people? Do anyone need me to show that more? Show that longer. Okay. Okay. So here we go. Olga, this is up right here. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, these double equals it's asking, is sex male? It's testing, are they equal? And if you were actually assigning to it, if you were trying to change their sex to be male, it would be equals. But instead we want double equals. Okay? We want to ask, are they male? If so, make them gray, otherwise yellow. Are we okay with that?
Oh, yeah.
What's the sign for greater than,
Greater than would be like that.
just a single?
Yeah, just a single. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just because equals means assigned to, whereas doubles equals means test if they're equal. It's just because we already have one for the single equals. Are we okay with that? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen. Okay. That's good. Okay. Excellent. So now I would like to crown this achievement with something that will test the statistics in this population. I would like to go to Maine, and in the waning minutes of the afternoon here, I would like you to go to Maine and go to population. So go down Maine and go to population, okay? Are you in population? Okay, so you went down Maine and go to statistics. I'd like you to click a plus. And I would like you to say average income. Where did I go? I went to Maine. I went down Maine. I went to population. I scrolled down population, ladies and gentlemen, to the statistics area. I typed average income with no spaces for the name. That's the name I'm giving it. And I would like this, you tell me, what sort of count type would this be? A count, a sum, an average, a min, or a max? An average indeed, ladies and gentlemen. And over what will it average? Alan stands ready. Alan deploys.
I get the statistics.
Over-
I get the statistics.
Okay,
Nothing-
over what expression does it compute? Okay, it's going to go for each person in the population in turn. Call that item. How do we know that? Because it says here item. Use item. So it's going to call each one item and it's going to say, what do I take the average of? What do we want to take the average of? We want to take it of items income. And the way we say that, ladies and gentlemen, is item dot income. This dot is kind of like saying items income. It's like apostrophe S almost in English. Items income. Okay, we're going to take the average. Is that okay?
So item or items?
Item,
Oh, worked this
and
way.
because it's saying item. Okay, we're gonna add two more statistics. 1, 2. The first statistic will be called average male income. This, ladies and gentlemen, will be just the same as for the expression, but we're going to restrict it to whom? To males indeed. So what will the expression be?
Oh, yeah. Self dot sex dot equal male.
Okay, and the condition here will be item dot sex equals male, just like Ron said. Why item? Because item refers to the person being considered in turn. Okay, average income, and then we're going to have an average female income as well. Female income, and this will be item dot income. It'll be an average over item dot income with item dot sex equals female. Okay? Are we okay with that? So let me make this, put it up on a broader screen. So there we go. We have average income. I added each of these in turn with this. Average income, it's an average over item and net income. We have no condition restriction. Average male income, an average over same item income is shared by all of these. But the condition here is restricted to males. This is the condition restricted to females. Are we okay with that? And then, ladies and gentlemen, let's run it. Let's run it, ladies and gentlemen. What should you see? How should you see the incomes differ? Remember, this is item dot income. It's running through each person in the population, and it's saying, it's giving them the name item, and then it's saying, okay, do they match this condition? If so, I'm going to take an average over their income. Is this next person called item? Do they match that condition? If so, I'll take an average over their income called item. So let's run this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to do it for the bigger population, no less. I'm going to do it, ladies and gentlemen, for 10,000 individuals. And ladies and gentlemen, to see these statistics in action, you can click on the population here, and here we go. Here is the statistics. Okay? And the statistics, ladies and gentlemen, are unfortunately sobering. Do you see what I see? How did I get to this? I clicked on the population, because after all, it's the population that has the statistics, ladies and gentlemen. It's the population that is annotated, that is decorated by these statistics. This population, if we click on it, will display the income. The average income is $31 million. The average male income is $61 million. And the average female income is $2.5 million. Okay?
No, that's not okay.
Okay.
Nate,
Agreed.
what time do you want to, I gotta go, what time
Yeah.
do you want to start tomorrow, and what?
Yes, so
8.
like it's hard to see if it's considered red.
Can you folks be in here by 8:15, something like that?
Yeah, yeah.
Can we do that? Okay.
Okay, all right,
Okay.
okay, see you tomorrow at that time.
Look forward to that. Yeah.
By the way, please take everything out of this room because we're in 115B across the hall tomorrow. The only day we have to go across the hall.
Okay. So yes.
I also have to go, so how do you save this thing?
Great. So in order to save it,
Yeah.
you can press this button up here. I also reflectively press Control S, and that will also save it. Okay. And I will post this model, okay, to the site. So if anyone wants to get it, they can get it. I would just note that those statistics will be more firm with this larger version of the model, the larger population here, okay? And you should be able to download that model, okay? So we've seen some ways we could set the visual characteristics of a model, introduce heterogeneity, introduce conditional distributions, where one distribution for one variable depends on another, and to use visualization to kind of see characteristics model. We've also learned how to explore a model, how to run it with different assumptions, how to set it up to parameterize it so we can impose different assumptions for different experiments and use experiments and use parameters also at the person level. Tomorrow morning, first thing, we'll be introducing, ladies and gentlemen, dynamics into our agents. We'll be introducing this in the form of state charts, and we'll be proceeding on to an open population where people are born, people immigrate, and people die through natural death. Okay? That's for tomorrow, and we'll see interacting state charts as well. I want to thank you for your patience and for your contributions in terms of questions. I will do my best to try to post these videos, and we'll look forward to seeing you early tomorrow morning. Okay?
Are we starting at 8?
Yeah, we'll open the doors, I think, at 8 o'clock. Okay?
Yeah,
And probably start at 8:15, just once people settle and so
If
on.
you good folk wouldn't mind putting the room back together,
Sure,
being internally grateful.
sure. And again, it's 115 tomorrow.
Yeah, across the hall.
Across the hall, 115. And Ron, we'll ask someone to open it up for us at 8.
Yeah, I'll be here at 7.
Oh, okay, great. Thank you very much.